Today inside the Hot Seat program, we can't talk on corruption specifically. The question is the Anti-Corruption Commission, is still in the right trajectory in the fight against corruption? Mind you, a lot of things that happen within the Anti-Corruption Commission of Sierra Leone, and on a daily basis, a lot of things that happen. Just yesterday, we see a situation wherein the Anti-Corruption Commission being gets for present monies when they recover as a result of some corrupt practices within EcoBank, wherein, of course, not only the bank, from according to the commissioner, but now, staff within the bank will involve themselves in corrupt practices. We, they to the tune of over 30 billion loans, we new loans now over 30 million new loans. And again, quite recently, inside November 15, this year, the commissioner for the Anti-Corruption Commission began to present them reports, the manual reports to the president, with that, a day in tune with sections 19, subsection 1 of the Anti-Corruption Commission Act, of 2008, as amended in 2019. A lot of issues will be discussed in Sierra Leone, within corruption in Sierra Leone. So as always, we get now the studios people that matters, and so this evening, I get with me in the studio a rep from the Anti-Corruption Commission in the person of Patrick Sandy, where him now a director of communications and external outreach within the Anti-Corruption Commission. As always, it's a pleasure to get you. I'm Sandy. Good evening and welcome to the
Very good evening. Thank you very much for having me, and I want to thank the viewers already with the watch.
Okay. And also I get Melvin Tijan Mansari, a colleague journalist, and of course always a critical mind on issues that happen within the looks and kind of Sierra Leone. Melvin, as always, it's a pleasure to get you.
Good evening to you, good evening to Fambulem. I'm always glad for the NIASO for talk on national issues.
So we start on a very soft note. Sandy, quite a while, just recently, we see the Anti-Corruption Commission being get for present the report to the president, wherein a number of things that mean inside the reports. We they in tune with the act itself as amended in 2019. Take me through some of the key things that we've been doing inside that report, the way they present to president, and some of the strides that at least the Anti-Corruption Commission will make in terms of its fight against corruption in the country. Quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much for this opportunity. I'm always pleased for talk to Fambulem on the fight against corruption and then the work of the Anti-Corruption Commission, because whatever we do now, the ACC, we do them on and on behalf of the people of this country. I think it is even for that reason they always describe ourselves as the People's Commission, and by extension we talk about the People's Commissioner. So just as how you don't talk, the Anti-Corruption Commission, by virtue of the Act, Section 19(1) of the Anti-Corruption Act of 2008 as amended, we get that responsibility, statutory responsibility for present to His Excellency the President every year, we activities or give them a picture of how corruption, fight don't go in the country. So that was exactly what we do. When we don't put together the report, we been go for submit the report. And whilst I will come to the details of the report, but as I don't say first, we don't fulfill that aspect of the act. But then we also need for know now the response of His Excellency the President about the presentation of the report and the general work we will do. The President is pleased, he expressed it in the work we do, and then also he talked about the country in gains where it don't make in governance, and then of course in this fight against corruption we talk about like the Mo Ibrahim Index will come out very recently, and then other gains in international indexes, and then also talk about how serious the fight is and how tough it is, but he assured we of his support at all times.
The President being impressed with the report on our presenter?
He was impressed because he already don't know some aspects of what he will do in 2023, and then also, as I say, the international indexes we're himself aware of. So he expressed great satisfaction and impression of being impressive about the work what would they do. So he stated that very clearly, and also talks he will continue for support. But then key highlights of the report itself. Firstly, the report capture activities of regional offices.
Okay.
Because most often people that go begin for things, say, maybe ACC na no more, ACC vibrant only na. No. We made sure in that report activities where regional offices that they undertake come out prominently, and they are doing a great job. That's one bit to it. Then, of course, let her add to the regional offices. Fambo then would need for no say. We only get in regional offices 2 winner we own. That is the one at Makini and the one at Kenema. But the others are rented. So efforts are underway in other years for see that we get offices at the other places. But we don't even secure parcels of land in those places where they talk. If you talk about Kono, you talk about Putloko, and then you talk about Bo, we already get land there. Then, moving on further in the report, last year or 2023, we will make a very strategic move or relocate, if you like, from the 3 Gloucester Street office to where we are now. The Anti-Corruption Commission, we don't do in your building. So we moved, and the president officially opened that office. So 2023 also was a landmark year.
When you say the Anti-Corruption Commission may not need do your own building, that money now from the COFA of the ACC will not be able to construct that building, or is it something from the Consolidated Revenue Fund?
No, not from the Consolidated Revenue Fund. It's 100% supported by government. No, person not come in for help. The Chinese, they only construct them, but we paid them because now Gucci Constructions do the work. But it was very important. What I mean, it was very important now because we need for a purpose-built facility. Where we've been there, with all due respect to the diocese, than at the Anglican diocese, we make with Dede, it's not built for really an anti-corruption outfit. You even go find out, see, it not been get an exit. When you are in there, you are in there. I can tell family that even when we had an experience of interviewing the Dr. Samura Kamara, when there were tear gas and things like that, we were just suffocated with it because of the things that happened. So a lot of things that happen, you find out, say, people that they find a way for, if you like, spirit themselves out of the building. So it was not purpose built, unlike where we are now, where we take all of those things into consideration. So it is a landmark achievement for the ACC for getting your building, whereby the infrastructure that we need is there inside there. We even made provision for persons with disability. They get RAM. They get their own, if you like, their own toilet facilities in the whole entire toilet. Possibly we want to go we get disability, we try for go and things like that. And of course, for the investigations and intelligence, all the equipment needed, they are there. So it is a post-built edifice where I feel say Anti-Corruption Commission years to come will need them, and that again is very indicative of the fact that we are serious as a country for fight corruption. So that was a landmark achievement for 2023. Also, National Anti-Corruption Strategy, the 4th generation of it, 2019 to 2023. So last year marked the end of the 4th generation strategy. Also last year we were able to do monitoring the last quarter of the strategy, and the feedbacks or the outcomes of those monitoring been very good as to the implementation in that strategy. MDAs have been able to implement over 95%, about 97, 98%. Now, very few MDAs will not be able to implement what we call actions where they lead to corruption in the MDAs. Because we had already established what we call integrity management committees in these MDAs. For, in fact, the local councils, all of them have IMCs. These are integrity management committees. So they worked so well, and then see that the management of these institutions or the councils or the ministries take actions the way they don't say they forsake in the implementation of the National Anti-Corruption Strategy. So when we go there now for do monitoring, we rated them, and they did extremely well. Some of them did extremely well. And the percentage of the MDs will not do well, we had to follow up on them for see that they also do well. Now we are in the phase of the 5th generation National Anti-Corruption Strategy development. I'm sure that strategy will be launched very soon, where we commemorate with International Anti-Corruption Day, December 9th. But that again is an incremental progress on the work we don't do so far with MDAs. But let me end on the note, because you want to ask a question, that the National Anti-Corruption Strategy implementation, they rest very well with a provision inside the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. We also they ask member states for develop national strategy where go guide the fight against corruption nationally. Now a blueprint is different from the Anti-Corruption Commission strategic plan where that's now we own way for fight corruption. But we serve the field into the national strategy because issues and they will for address in the totality of the fight against corruption in Sierra Leone.
This document, now one way we know say it also seeking tune with the Anti-Corruption Commission Act of 2008 as amended in 2019.
Certainly.
But again, even with the fact say the review of that 2008 Anti-Corruption Commission Act, now for ACC gets more power in them feds, give them power in terms of investigation and, also give them power for prosecute just like how it happened now the High Court. Yes. But even with that...
recovery too now.
Recovery, of course, we don't see all the time. But again, we can't talk on the strategy itself and many other things because there are a number of statistics, a number of figures in terms of what have been done so far in the reports I recently presented to the president. But before that, I'll go sharing Melvin. Melvin, Sandy touched on several things, mostly in terms of the strategy, now then get a new edifice and all the rest. But just for the past couple of months and even yesterday, we see the Anti-Corruption Commission, they bring to the fore plenty recovery activities, in terms of monies where people don't take, when don't siphon over time, then recover and back. Do you see that one as, as a genuine fight, to a genuine reaction to the fight against corruption, or one we just they in tune, like I say, they are just some like event-driven activities for the public to see indeed and do something?
I think I'll be very careful because the question, the theme here now, whether we are on the right trajectory. And if I'm to use that as my basis, I think that is just meant for publicity or showmanship. A simple case I go make now the fact that this is not the first time such a show of hard currency don't be made. Unfortunately, it has not been the last. So what's end? The first one be then be sure we still we get similar kind of shows. And again, I think the ACC, if you look inside the Act, the Commissioner get discretionary powers when it comes to disclosure, but also then get provisions on confidentiality. Apparently, what's a struggle for final what provision of the ACC Act it capitalize that action they on, because the ACC Act they talk that if for reports to the principal. So again, it shows double standards. In one case, you see the ACC commissioner they present check to the principal when at the president. In this case, we see it presents hard currency. As per the law, whether they should display hard currencies as they are doing, fine gentleman there, Mr. Sandy, whoever can tell me. But the demerit of that is huge. The ACC, they complain, they then get thin staff. And the report not even capture what is causing the staff attrition or the less appetite for people who want to work for the ACC.
I think it's ACC in our institution, so they pay well. Sandy go lead to that.
Oh yes, comparatively. Okay. So we are not the best though, but yes, comparatively.
Okay. And Sandy also attests that they get thin staff strength. For that you get thin staff strength and this kind of economic situation with the country fending safe, and they go display them kind of money then they. The ordinary mind as it is now that ACC now money man then they work with it. That has got security implications too.
But one goes saying for also build public trust. That's more the reason why they present this kind of money. For let the public see indeed they are doing something, and indeed then they recover money we form part of within the act give them rights for those. That's
one argument, but the counter argument go be the not so physical money ACC being go take over. Except they can correct me. This is not money is the transact through bank accounts. So in what place first should you go withdraw the money? Why not just use the same banking system which is made for check and just go and present her? Except the ACC will say they don't believe themselves. If they present check, like how they present her to the president, people will not go believe them. Mind you, people, the times are hard. And if you go and showcase that kind of money, then it's good because you want to feel good and show, say you want to get publicity about it. But the ramifications are that, firstly, is it deterring corruption? Is it deterring corruption? How long you going to do this? It's so ironical. ACC, they go disclose hard cash, but when it comes to assets declaration, they are telling no, it should not be made public. Who does that? It's so ironical. So the ACC, if they say they get power for display cash, why they not say get that power there for display publicly assets of people? Okay. And mind you, one corruption where they report before I forget, because I guess I get jam-packed notes. The ACC reports, thankfully, the director furnished me. I tried for going on the website, one of the most active websites I would commend the ACC for. But I did get problem for download them, so I was fortunate. He make a preview to the documents. I look at the documents, and I watch. I say, okay, this is a report to OCR. I say 2023. Now I ask myself, 2023 is not the biggest event in Salon. Now I say, oh, we get election. Now I watch what now the report back. But I can't find out. The report not capture electoral fraud. Nothing other than the ACC report. We talk about the 2023 election. Alleged now, or perceived now, or real-time fraud. It not capture. Who does that? I don't know if it's omission or maybe electoral fraud is not corruption. So,
but perhaps the Anti-Corruption Commission go on for say they don't see anything we get any link with corruption occurred during the year under 2023. Is that the case?
No, appertaining to the election. Yes, that's the point. You know, that's where, but you don't say a lot of things we are one for respond to. At least for the public, get a clear understanding of this discussion. You know, number one is, if they talk about the display of the money, and that it looks like say people then go say na money man there. You know, then I work at ACC and a few other things. Firstly, let I lay the premise. With the amendment, the Anti-Corruption Commission now get powers for recover. It is not just about what they say, that the discretion of the commissioner. Yes, it will be a discussion, but it's informed. We get a non-prosecution policy, meaning we get a team of lawyers, we will already sit down and look at it and decide, say, you do the alternative to prosecution. And exactly now this happened in this case, where they say now banking, so therefore it should not be displayed. I disagree. Who say we get the powers? Firstly, inside Section 7.1 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2008 as amended, it says we for take every steps necessary for let we suppress, let we prevent, and eradicate at the camp. And so by so doing, we use different mechanisms. And this is your public education effort.
But for that people, but every steps not say for display money.
So it is up to us. Now an omnibus clause. Therefore, you cannot restrict us either, not for display money. So, but the point we give or make is that in the fight against corruption, you therefore work on people's mentality. It's a mind game as well, because these are mindsets. You get cynics them. Even when we made the first display of the money, some people still not believe.
Because even yesterday,
we don't go take the money from the bank and just come
because
for
even yesterday, even yesterday, the reasonable man, that way than the thing.
Well, I make I want to take them through the process.
Even yesterday, we as journalists, people in the way meet with the say that money not to but not to lend and go lend and come put just for let them blind fully public say something is happening.
Not at all. There is a whole process to
but
this.
Again, another thing somebody would remember. After where that money have been dealt with yesterday, because I did almost stay around 4:30. Who's going to get the money at that time?
No, the money, listen, that's the point. There was a bullion van. Listen, a bullion van from Access Bank when I then get with recovery account.
How much big?
But that big one then, a Hilux.
Because you look at the money.
You understand?
That money never flop is Hilux. Sandy. Is Hilux that bien?
Yeah, that is it. Everybody will be surprised. We were also surprised. But at the day when they offload the money and they carry and go up through lift, and there are security personnel that wait there and make sure say the money go. You know one thing I really doubtful as well, where people they doubt this thing. Then also they give me shock, because this is something that you need for belief. Say it go be. We don't recover this money out of the out of court settlement we made. We EcoBank give this money. The first payment was 15,000. out of the total of 34.8 billion, or billion old leons, or now million leons. The first off payment, now the 15 million, sorry, which is what we displayed yesterday. Because the others therefore be paid in tranches. So the money has been paid into our recovery account. So we have access to it. But for let you get the unbelieving Thomas system, you get for can show this money. The first one we did, as they say, will be recovered money from the SLRA incident, and then officials of the Accountant General's Department, we also made it clear, which was 8.6 billion, where they be one for transfer to a bank in Kabbalah, etc., etc. That story is there. We they show people then, for let people then, we know the value. What I mean, what this money, because some people, the way you go school, I go feel say, nah, small thing. Go display them. Then secondly, let them know back, say, kill dog before dog die. So we make you see the money itself and not say this thing is being taken from people. But and if Sierra Leoneans have that mind for thief that kind of money, then when there are a lot of other social and basic amenities where we want as a people in this country. Now, wickedness.
But even as the ACC...
So that's the more reason why we referred to Salim yesterday as a criminal and a wicked.
Sandy, even as the ACC, they try for bringing several strategies just for system puts an end to the fight against corruption, or perhaps minimize in the fight against corruption. We still see connivance within the various government ministries, departments, and agencies. You recently mentioned that of the one where happened within the Ministry of Finance. That was a huge sum where happened within authorities, within the Ministry of Finance. It makes things extremely worrying, like when I just fruitless endeavor, the ACC, just did so.
No, well, we know they call them fruitless. The point is, it's not a fruitless endeavor at all. What thing will they always try to talk to people about? Like, where would they do then this place here? As I say, it's some form of public education. So people go begin for understand, say, if I see this, they happen, it is my responsibility for inform the ACC whether the rightful authority, and they will take the necessary action. And we have to suffer if we not do one. So that's the more reason why ACC will not go the all side. But we want the people to join us in this fight. So anywhere you see they happen, imagine these things will don't happen. So the kind of information where they flow in at the ACC from citizens. You can also recall we did the other indictment on Freddie Colker, where don't run away, a fugitive. A lot of things are coming in relation to that matter. So this is a whole public education campaign for the people for falsely believe, say, indeed this is real. It is not something you for doubt. And when we talk about this money, this volume of money, this is the kind of thing, if you get for go put on any side, you don't go do a room. But then an individual or one or two individuals, they get a bold mind for take this money we planned for government, money we done for the people of Sierra Leone, the National Revenue Authority. They go take them. And these are the people, society they hail. They feel say they are doing well. That should not be. Now make we always tell them, say, condemn corruption, criticize the corrupt, and make sure any information you get about that kind of people.
Now the fingers they point at Salim when I work in Eco Bank. But again, you don't think the fingers also needs to be pointed at the National Revenue Authority in as much as then say for able pick up. Say they don't pay this kind of money and able monitor for say indeed that money they pay. They will know that particular money go. You don't feel say then safe. Then for draw them also into this stuff.
No, well, drawing them depends on how you want to look at it. But the fact of the matter is, yes, you get right to believe so. Even myself, you go able to believe so or think so. That yes, why was there no reconciliation done? This is a big company. They're supposed to make these payments. They have these commitments to make. So what happened? Now, the more reason why the Anti-Corruption Commission don't meet with the National Revenue Authority and even the commercial banks for making clear to them, and the Bank of Sierra Leone will also get supervisory and monitoring role. For CISA, something should be done on a periodic basis, even with investigation team. Now we don't go in and begin for check with the banks and see all funds were due the National Revenue Authority and other bodies are paid or what had happened. Because somebody go on for belief say it may not just have happened at EcoBank, it will also a spree where they happen in other banks. So we are also looking at that very closely. And as I say, the commission don't take proactive steps for engage all the parties involved. The NRA, the Bank of Sierra Leone, and other commercial managing directors of other commercial banks, so that they also get for be up to speed with waiting they happen. Otherwise, government will continue for lose money. And this is not the first time it's happening.
One of the powers where the amended acts of the Anti-Corruption Commission give them now prosecutorial powers. And inside this report, we see also where in the ACC mentioned saying get cases the way they prosecute. But again, quickly on this issue, Melvin, you not think say Salim and Coker, of course, I mean, we now the one the way the name come up inside this money, now just a few of the people we just unfortunate for offend them as some of the how we can call them, you know, the scapegoats in this particular issue. Melvin, you know, if you say other big guns, then this is a way the eye for only penetrates by over time in terms of the fight against corruption. Melvin,
the economics of corruption, and there is another corruption way again very important. It's called state corporate crime. That now how state institutions, for example, in this case, though many people seem for to say, hey, well, all brief for NRA or EcoBank, by virtue of, for example, EcoBank, like the corporate standards, that not for happen. For the fact that it don't happen, it warrants an investigation. So if you the commission, anti-corruption at this side and I didn't knock it sky. Instead of then go at the issue quick, they don't come out with defense. Begin exempting, begin holding brief. You cannot win, we cannot be on the right trajectory by so doing. Who that says that two people are not going to work in isolation?
Then kind of money then they.
Who that says that institutions are not forget safeguards or safe rails intact? And for NRA, me then a parliament, when not as a person, the deputy speaker, they express reservations on some of the findings of the PAC on NRA. If you look on NRA, there is a World Bank recent report talk about returns on tax proceeds not being adequately captured. So if you get ACC, we're supposed to open a special real-time investigation on NRA or on EcoBank. They say because of they don't get out of court settlements. In fact, outside ACC, now one aspect of the law, that discretionary power, there is too much. The ACC is seen for the arrogate the powers of the courts. And let me tell the ACC, like I know what they do them be displayed and teach they went not to court in give that order. Now the same illegal acts that they do so when they display money. There is no way these corporate institutions not for be held accountable or responsible if the ACC really. Now we see why make. In fact, you mentioned about the cases in Nicola just addressed that. The ACC in their own reports are they say the ACC needs to do more. They really need to do more. Almost conviction and say then get. For almost cases over 8 years and 4 convictions then get. That is, in fact, they might not get the facts. If not lie, the lie, the talks not lie, the lie. Imagine you get plethora of cases, you still have 4 no more you secure conviction on. It shows that even the ACC needs to be investigated as to their systems and their processes and how they use their discretions and their powers, especially on what they take out of court, what they take in court, who they choose to display. Now, this same ACC they display double standard. So people will say they recover money, but they not show them they withhold their names. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Who say it don't be?
No,
but then Buddha will not name.
Buddha not name. Okay, let me
give us a case in point. As the discussion they go, I'll allow you for check. But in so far I'm concerned, I mean the author press releases and media releases.
Not all recoveries the ACC don't make and don't disclose the identity.
Well, that's it. We'll come to that. You tell me. And give me a case in point. I disagree with that.
Melvin, Sandy, Melvin just mentioned something that I brought up.
Easy.
We get for do with. The Anti-Corruption Commission inside reports, I may be right, when I been get like 262 cases, then when I been investigated. No, so it be?
No, certainly.
Certainly.
Yes. And that means I agree.
Now for when I be able to prosecute inside 262 days. Is that not so the case?
No, well,
with the power,
there should be an explanation.
The public understand that side.
Exactly.
but again,
some cases are there that can even roll over.
But again, yes. with the prosecutorial powers, where the Anti-Corruption Commission, because it's the one thing I've been on the cry for over time. So they need for give it power. Let me say take some case there, even without not going through procedure. Because most times the High Court can be filled with cases. Then they give we start say they go suffer. We able do until the cow for do. I mean, you know, you able to try for ensure say you wrap up issues that we get for the cop quick. How we come out for happen saying I just 4 when I be able for prosecute.
No, but basically you guys for understand that we don't get control over. Yes, we don't get control over the judiciary in terms of the timelines where cases for go. I not just one call, no listen, I not just one call cases here, but we get a lot of cases pending judgment. Cases were on day some 2-3 years back, my brother. So that is also an issue we for pay attention to. So for say those matters were concluded, out of the ones we took to court, which is about 8 and then 4 concluded, some were even rolled over into 2023, not to say they started in 2023, my brother. We all know, for instance, at the Chancery case, we don't talk about the details. It has also still there to be concluded. You get, oh, let me tell you, we get other matters in court waiting. But once it is in the court, we all know they are independent, the judiciary is independent, and then we wait. But the commissioner still can talk to the Chief Justice for see how those processes can
the
go. But
the Chancellor case not to be in one way Samura can also be involved. Is that the case?
Certainly, that's what I am talking.
Okay.
But you look at the expectation of the people.
Don't let both for waiting.
No, it's in court. The court has not yet come up with a judgment on it. That's the point I am making.
Politics don't interfere. Is that the case?
No. Politics don't interfere. What I am just trying to prove, now this point of time, where would they talk the cases in court, for instance? This case don't begin in 2022, we did 2023, it don't count 2024, you understand? So that is the point I am just trying to make. I don't want to let we wait too much on this, okay. But several other matters, and because we do not have control over the justice system, the judiciary, so to speak, they're independent. You don't tell them, you not today, this person come with a witness or it takes a date, you say, no, it should happen at all costs. But the point we need for no is that outside of that, the Anti-Corruption Commission also, some of those cases where they can't run, some of them they close them. Some of them they KIV. Some of them they caution the people there. Some of them they will do recoveries. Recoveries also now a way of concluding matters. You know why we know they try for understand this recovery thing, we feel say it's a compromise position. It is not. Even the United Nations Convention Against Corruption endorses it because you get a provision in that UNCAC where they talk about recovery of stolen wealth. And listen. Let me come.
Sandy, quickly.
But this gentleman don't tell me say we don't illegally they display money just as we do.
You talk about the fact say recovery now one way. Not to then get for do pamper or whatsoever. Is that not the case? Then they pamper person by recovery. Now one on do with whatsoever. But again, yesterday we listen kingly way the head for the Anti-Corruption Commission made the talk. He say this money way then they recover. So the only money they get for pulley now the money for paying lawyers them and other people will be involved. We been they represent the defendants in the matter. Why don't they for even happen? Pam money when at the state's money, they say no law sorry for the law firm or whatsoever, who pull this small who give them. Because that was what the Anti-Corruption
let's get clarity on that. If what he said, people misunderstood it, he said it. And now relating to a particular matter different from this one we get for do with the recovery for EcoBank. Let us understand it. You understand? The particular recovery from EcoBank don't get anything for do with the money we save for the lawyers. After EcoBank don't pay this money, for which the young staff Salim, now the linchpin in it, listen, where will they come? Salim, Magnus, and Talu, we charge them to court again, they stand trial. You understand? So that trial, where they go, even though we don't recover the full money, the 34.8 million, the court order, they don't convict them. I am even in the process of working on the press release. The public will soon be informed. So the court order that monies and where they inside an account, because this is not public, which I mean, so I can discuss it. The monies and where they inside an account, Roka Commercial Bank and UBA, they freeze them and order that money should be returned to the state, forfeited to the state. Now inside that in your money within an account, not to this one yesterday, or the 34.8 billion. Are you getting the point? Then figures them where they out monies in account now, as we talk, in your own personal account, where they don't freeze and the state, the court don't order say for forfeiture to the state. One day in 561,000, which is the old news million. The other one day 116 and things like that. Now that one then they. When they don't freeze them and they forfeit them to the state, they say the only amount will be removed now that money for in lawyers then, solicitors. Okay. So it is different from the 34.8 billion. Let us understand this. So when the commissioner was saying it, people confused it. People confused it to me. So these people were charged and they were fined as they charge them, when they convict them, and then they don't sentence them, pay fine, 150,000, which is million now. They've done another they find, then they find Magnus. You know, Talu is still on heels, meaning he don't flee.
Melvin,
so that is the point. But this illegal display of money after the country.
No, don't land on that one. We got so many issues.
Exactly.
Okay. So, firstly, I'm confused where Mr. Sanijo explained about this recoveries we make. So, firstly, let's clarify. Not so all the money they display in this specific case, that now one.
Yeah.
And when you look at the 2008 as amended in 2019, it gets specific provisions on recovery and the percentage where you for collect. So when they say they freeze all that money, so it means, is it saying that the money where the people are non-thief, a boku pass waiting and no recover, so now I made them effort to go touch inside their accounts back? I don't understand that side. So you will get for clarify that area.
Well, let me respond to that.
I will get for clarify.
Get many issues.
If ACC they talk say it take 1 year for the only 4 prosecutions that make. It's a 1 year. Remember this now annual report to 1 year. We not expect to cancel about backlog or current for the period of 1 year, fiscal year, 12 months. If now 4 prosecutions you get, are we on the right trajectory? I can understand that, yes, the ball not in the court entirely when it comes to prosecution. But the fact remains, if the ACC is also to be on the right track, the judiciary also for complement the efforts. I agree with her on that. But inside 1 year, the judiciary they need for coming out and can speak whether or not they're responsible for that. Because no can give them blame, send them and other side problem there. But 1 year, how many cases? Not just 4. It means the ACC need for do more. And back on this display where they talk about. Firstly, you know, would tell me any law, and you talk about the law about recovery. So recover is different from displaying. And in the act, it tells us say shall report. So me no know. The most interesting and unfortunate fact here is you talk about 2023 reports, then all these recoveries they are not even captured in the reports. Meaning, them beats the gun administratively, always with the CISO. I would expect the ACC for do a display if the sword feels say they get the discretionary powers of always in a recover for 2023. But that was not the case. They bring isolated cases. Then a distraction, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Recover for 2023.
Exactly. That is also stated in the report.
Yeah, but why not?
You understand?
Why not display? Always not capture 2023.
No, this stuff is not meant to be displayed. You know. No, listen, because they're gonna bank accounts. You recover. You remember we made recoveries from the wife of the clerk of parliament. We did other recoveries. The other one, the way we display from I think the SLR who they talk. That at 2024. You understand? But we displayed it. So the others we had done for that year, we just get a cumulative amount of how much we declared. Sorry, we recovered.
Okay.
When about 7,000.
So.
What I had to tell you.
So money they want to go meet the keep inside room.
No, this.
If money they go meet keep room on a host, you can display.
No, listen. No. It is up to us.
So Sandy,
it is up to the ACC. No, firstly we pull the power.
So Sandy, quickly, what did the ACC recover for the whole of 2023?
That's what I am saying. We recovered an amount. No, we recovered an amount over 7 million. That's 7 billion old Leons. 7 million new Leons. So in 2023, so it is between 7.2, and 7.5.
So even this money yesterday, but the whole money on recover.
Oh, certainly yes. In fact, at a go, this 15,000 at a go. We don't recover at any given point. I'm coming. Yes, imagine the money. I just say this recovery we don't make at a go. Even if you total 2018 to now, we don't recover over 80 billion old Leons.
Sandy.
And since the ACC don't be in existence, the recovery process has been so slow,
Sandy,
and then they match up with
Sandy,
this. So
over time you mentioned there are a number of press releases.
This issue about the money displayed, money received, recovered.
There are a number of press releases where ACC don't display over time. Most of the issues they can come up with very critical. The question with many people they ask up until date now why the ACC not been pull a press release. when he gets for the office of president.
No, but that's the point. People don't know, say, press releases are being done on a case-by-case basis, and the fact that certain investigations that they commence them, you not go decide for disclose them because you want to maintain the integrity and sanctity of the investigation. There is nothing else attached to it. And in fact, not all the cases we don't investigate will they come out with a public notice. When we started investigating this Eco Bank, we never did a press release. I remember. Now, civil society guys,
but,
no, listen, I'm coming.
I'm coming.
I'm coming.
This is
I'm coming. No, I'm just citing examples of things that we have, cases we don't investigate, also will not put press release.
Okay.
It is not in all of the cases. This thing about SCADEP will not put press release. There are other investigations we are doing, we conclude, we know they put press release. So that people do not come as if it were for we have put press release at all costs, or something had happened otherwise. The people do not for direct the affairs as to how we for carry them. As an independent institution, yes, you will buy in your views, you will contribute objectively, constructively, but then you can't tell us now so we have to go. No.
But the provision they not be even interested in that particular
No,
matter.
we are very interested. We are very interested. We don't initially or before this time go at the presidency. We investigated the former scope, fat matter at that time, and we had unhindered or unfettered access. We did everything and came out with a report. So nothing stops us as going into the presidency.
So waiting at the stance of ACC in that particular issue. This one will serve as a press release.
Basically, no, the issue you talk about the audit report. That's not it.
No,
the issues about it. Definitely. The matter is under investigation. That is what I am saying. But we know there are a lot of other things we don't come around that particular issue or that particular report. And we don't see how the Public Accounts Committee now also don't become vibrant. Nevertheless, you know, they be set up a tribunal and things like that. But we just tell the people of this country and the viewers that ACC is on top of its game and that we'll look into it and see that anybody will call people as a result of the issues we come out in the audit report will be held responsible. But we do so in complementarity with Parliament.
We don't.
I want to make clarification on this money we will display.
No.
Melvin asked the initial question.
No, I go allow you before the end of the program.
Okay.
Similarly, so Sandy, we don't see a situation wherein now the Anti-Corruption Commission, we are in an investigation. Come up the last time we get to the office of the First Lady. But again, Sandy don't record for say the probe where they look inside the First Lady matter. Now one, we don't get any legal and regulatory framework in which the First Lady office and they allocate that fund to them, and you been carry on for say. The allegation about that particular expenditure day, now one will necessarily not amount to corruption.
Yes, certainly. The point at issue at that time, yes, the point where now be the issue, now that the office of the First Lady, they receive funds or public funds, and there is no provision for that. You understand?
And then get for give money to Amin, no been going to Parliament, no been
no, yes, let us just take it like that. So we as a commission said, no, yes, now a sitting First Lady. But then waiting day or waiting don't exist before him. Because First Lady is before. So in fact, you see some members of the public, hey, why would they go? No. It's very important. Because our intervention, listen, intervention has to be informed. It has to get basis. So now on that basis, we probe for what did not happen before. And there was a provision in the Public Financial Management Act where give powers to the Minister of Finance for take a percentage of the annual budget and give it for the public good to any other person we will need for work in that direction.
Was that for the public good at a particular
That's moment? What we are saying. They can give money for the office of the First Lady because he embarked on projects such as Hands Off Our Girls. We see the pass that be the give. So now in the country's interest. So when we had established that, now we make this point that First Ladies only received monies before. And so therefore this one as well, if there's a framework, regulatory framework, where they within the Public Financial Management Act for make such provisions, allocations to anybody whatsoever, and that is the same thing the Minister of Finance confirmed that they do, then there is nothing illegal or there is nothing with corruption about it.
It seems like a slap on the face of the ACC. For the ACC say, okay, we'll go 14 years down the line, let's see what's going to happen.
It's not going to be any slap. Now, possibly we want to can say now slap. But for heaven's sake, when you go to court or when you want to accuse anybody of corruption, there should be a law. There should be something where go say, yes, that is corruption. Even the Anti-Corruption Act, you charge somebody, you say section this. There is elements of the crime. So now the law will therefore be established for tell you say, no, this man don't get against that law. But if there is a provision in the law where say, yes, you can do that, and you say so, it's wasting of time. If I told you if it's corruption and therefore you have to go to court, it's a waste of time.
Melvin.
And ACC will not go that line.
Melvin, I think I asked a lot of questions, a number of questions to Sandy, and he listened keenly, one of which get for do with why the ACC not being even pull a press release, so being get for do with the Office of the President, more so in regards to the Auditor General reports, and self-way Sandy may say the acts where they may give money to the First Lady office by then, not to be one way constitutes an act of corruption
At
among
all.
other things.
At all.
I
stand
think
by
that should have come from the offices themselves, not the ACC. That's where the ACC is not on the right trajectory. You cannot, they go back to it, I'll start with holding a brief. You want to say competent people under the presidency for come and can explain themselves? And ACC get this habit.
No, but the
Talk about
accusation was about
they talk
corruption.
about the scope. Why not coming out to say the allegation by the audit service on fake receipts on the presidency is true or not true? Why? But they can hold brief to tell you that when it comes to the office of the First Lady, then they're not all lawyers for the office of the First Lady. Which
that is not
all
true.
lawyers of PR for you don't do that. You don't do that. Allow the people therefore, if you don't want for subject them to probe self, encourage them for come and explain inside to the public. That builds more confidence than go and display than when you go display more. Maybe people they get more doubts in fact. Because the first question somebody asked me, one picking as it. He said, Uncle, now who side the money and be pack and so where they go pull up? So one picking asked me. I said, that question there will ask Mr. Sandiwaka. So I mean there is this what is passive, it's called corruption of chronism. It's a form of corruption. Chronism. Where in fact it's classified under when you look at the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, there are certain crimes them where fall under political corruption. The ACC, what you're not good at, then would try and corporate corruption. But when it comes to issues or crimes where we call political corruption, I don't know. They're not. I think if we're on the right trajectory, then for reach that point, wherein let people know that the president now gets immunity, not to the presidency. And when you look the arguments where even the tribunal make, it seems as if they present the presidency as the president, unfortunately. So for me, the ACC, it talk about the mandate. The independence of the ACC will always be questioned because the ACC commissioner has got a principal when the person will appoint her. And unfortunately, we get a constitution where, like many other countries and jurisdictions, they give the president immunity. But that not for say the independence of the ACC, not for reach out to them kind high-placed political offices than they. Again, let me state that maybe the money where they transact within the financial sector, even the public sector, not the CFO, maybe. But the attention, because public sector exists to provide service delivery, most people concerned. For example, we talk about energy. We talk about the economy. How on earth will they make these huge recoveries? On earth will they pass huge rankings on corruption? But yet still, when it comes to economic freedom, MCC will fail woefully, 6/10. Who reconcile that? Of course, the ACC is not an economic body. I agree. But how do you, the economic corruption is so huge that the ACC need for do more. I agree with them and get challenges. I just read the report. They in fact, they don't get better intelligence officers than the province. How you have for all council accountable? When you don't get intelligence officers for mount investigation. So the ACC, they do a lot, but let them not create an impression as if they are the best. And two things we are going to wrap up with for this submission. The ACC will be careful with waiting. Now the Bible, I get this analogy where one king, I think he become a fet, where he kind of beat in chess. I think that's Saul and David. When I say Saul has played in 1,000 and David is 10,000. The meaning at the ACC, they're very good for beats than chess when it comes to beating and chess because of global rankings.
Okay.
But when it comes to the situation on the ground, I tell you the ACC need for do more. If I for begin you case there of institutions the way ACC done the mount corruption on Mr. Sanigo can begin deny me just
no. But let me talk facts. I will not deny you because I know I'm privy to a lot of information.
And I mean the
author press releases. So I know a lot of things.
I know you are the
You understand? So that's the point. You just I don't know why you think say we're not on the right trajectory.
Sandy,
because probably in your opinion,
Sandy,
and you have right to it.
Words,
but I feel say as a country, we are on the right trajectory.
Sandy,
we are making progress.
Sandy,
we are not out of the woods. We don't say we are the best.
Sandy, where are we on the FEMA case we get for do with IPAM and all the rest? Because at some point in time, an investigation we want Pawi, we colleague Fabian Spiel, Duna Nigeria. Jacob Jususa finally come up as one of the people who holds the project and one of the people who've been decided for move the project from one side and can go to another. We are in as we speak. African Express don't say for about 4.5 million already. They in limbo when you don't know that particular money because if they ground they don't like this, so it seems like that money they don't waste already waiting at the updates with regards.
No, basically yes, that matter is under investigations and we are making progress, significant progress. But just as we all be reading Africanist, I did a press release for Tell Family they say yes, we don't commence investigations as we don't the name, of course. But it was a situation, of course, FEMAP group and that of the Ministry of Finance, why then we Sajusu have been the financial secretary, and then all the monies they don't make payments, etc. But we are looking into it, and then the public will know exactly within our conclusion on that matter. But it's at very advanced stages, and we are working in collaboration with, of course, IPAM and the University of Sierra Leone.
So Melvin and Sandy, there are a number of things to talk on. We even get to listen
you don't
from.
Give Melvin quite a great.
We even get to listen from the public as it relates to the perception as to corruption at the country. But nonetheless, in a few words, Melvin, we also wrap up on this quiet note. Are we on the right trajectory?
We are.
1 minute, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. So that take the first bite. Are we on the right trajectory?
We are on the right trajectory in the fight against corruption. The indexes, then they for sure. The kind of work we do as an institution, they're all out there for people to see. If you are in doubt, come to the office, we'll let you know. But insofar we're concerned, I'm not going to read the indexes for people because of time. We don't jump to better places. Countries they come benchmark what we do, Liberia, Cameroon, Uganda, and so many of them. And we go to international conferences, we tell them how we do the fight against corruption. In Sierra Leone, the recoveries, the indictments, the investigations we conduct, the extensive public education work, we asset declaration process. That's quite fantastic. So we have done a lot in the fight against corruption. We as a country, I believe, say we are on the right trajectory. The more reason why other countries, where they rate perceptions of the fight against corruption, they rate we very well.
Quickly, Melvin.
I think if we say we did on the right trajectory, we the full with self and we the full with people them. Yes, efforts are being made, but entirely they're not qualified for say we did on the right trajectory, because now Salone we know, for example, let me give the ACC case study then now, where we know say ACC aware about a matter na the Electricity and Water Regulatory Commission, wherein the consultant, now the director of economic regulations. Imagine, is that not conflict of interest? ACC, they are aware about that.
And we are investigating.
But when I report them not capture and say when I investigate.
No, but listen, we don't have to name investigations we are doing.
On the right
we just tell you figures.
Over
investigations are sensitive.
United States dollar disappear now the UBA. We meant for gender and other opportunities there at the Republic of Sierra Leone Armed Forces and the Ministry of Defense. ACC, they are aware of that. Waiting they don't do about that. Now, Salon we day, where one whistleblower in the name of Ellison John, the rights and on the reports and on the raising voice and alarm say, now the financial intelligence units, monies that are paid as sanctions are being kept or stored in an unusual account other than the consolidated revenue fund, and the ACC say then they on the right trajectory. As along with the ACC get boku cases for 1 whole year, now just 4 cases now and say they're able for secure conviction on. So in the long and short of it, ACC, if not by global ranking no more, yes, we are on right trajectory. But if not by local happening, the ACC must do more to be on the right track.
It's on that note that I say plenty thank you to you, Sandy. Patrick Sandy, we are Director of Communications at the Anti-Corruption Commission. We be wish for extend the program because there is a lot to talk about.
Exactly.
1 hour seems just like it seems just like a few minutes.
Back.
But nonetheless, we'll continue. But again, Melvin, Tijam and Sari, I say thank you so very much thank you so very much for your time. It's been a wonderful moment to tonight, and to we viewers and listeners, we apologize we were unable to take messages. We don't drop on our Facebook page. And even so, the reasonable man. We apologize we will not be able to get to inside the program, but nonetheless, till we meet again for another fresh edition. Of course, the repeat of this program they come up every Saturday. May don't bring to you this edition of Hot Seats. My name now Samuel Ibrahim Koroma. Till we meet again, I say many thanks to Una and Seth to the production team. Bye bye.